Darkness Black, and once again, some news has dropped while I'm sick, so we're going to power through this. High Elves have arrived. We finally know most of, still only most of what the High Elves are going to look like in third season, and thank God that they're not terrible. Let's just start out with the easy one, line elves. We kind of knew all of this anyway. We almost were certain of all of the stats and the cost. They're basically just a copy paste of Dark Elf Linos. And when I say basically, I mean they're a copy paste of Dark Elf Linos. Which is good, because as I've written there, I do prefer AV to movement in NAF environment. I would prefer Dark Elf Linos to Wood Elf Linos. If I was playing Wood Elves, I would prefer Dark Elf Linos to Wood Elf Linos on my team. There is always the problem when they've moved these the elf lino price point down to 65k, that it always ends up seemingly in an annoying TV problem for tiering. Tiering likes to do round numbers, and if you have an odd number of linos, it leaves you with an 5k problem. Doesn't tend to fit in most tiering scenarios. But other than that, absolutely perfect, right? The only thing that's wrong with them, as is wrong with every high elf miniature, is the stupid shorts. Sorry about the pause. Yes, I hate the shorts. I'm sorry. The top half and the bottom half of these miniatures do not match. Like, come fight me. They look daft. You can't have fantasy tops and whatever the hell's going on the bottom. They're wearing, like, some kind of football boot, for God's sake. While we were paused for my condition to try and calm down, Mr. Fantastic did remind me that technically Dark Elf Linos will be better, because they will almost certainly be the only ones that have secondary access to devious skills. High Elves are not going to have that, are they? However, practically, that's almost never going to come up. When are you ever going to give a Dark Elf Lino a devious skill? Unless they change devious skills in the future, that's just not happening. But yes, technicality, Dark Elves will always be better. This is going to be a nightmare to record. Phoenix Warriors. We now have the safest passer in the game. Like, if you wanted to throw a pass, this is about as safe as it gets. Like, nothing can go wrong. It's pretty crazy how safe this pass is. It can't be intercepted. It gets 2 goals a day. You can't fumble. It's pretty nuts. The problem is, at 90k they pay for it. They've got no one to throw to. I mean, they can throw to anyone. It's elves, but you know what I mean. There's no actual catcher. And they're paying 25 extra k over a lino for skills that you're not really going to use. Like NAF style, you'd be looking at a leader caddy because they're elves, and that's kind of a thing that elves do in NAF style. Are you going to take one in progression? Are you ever going to want to pass? Aren't you just going to pick up on a Dragon Prince? Like, feels odd. I guess because of what we're going to see in the next couple of slides, you might take one for a 1 turn, because a pass is, very useful for doing that, and we don't have the Elven Union version of picking up and handing off in tackle zones, etc. So you're probably going to have him on the team. I mean, that's just kind of the thing, though. But if you don't do that, then it's a 1 in 36, isn't it, Christopher? No one ever wants to do that. Like, it's not like the pass goes through. You're still holding it. And, like, as we talked about before, the safest passer in the game is still a passer. You still don't want to do it. And, like, almost no circumstances will this person still having the ball because you snaked be good for you. Like, the turn where you pass is the turn where you needed to have moved the ball. Thank you. Someone on YouTube. But like, if you want to play a passing game, this guy is it. The problem will be at the end when we talk about like making up a team. White Lions, this makes them the bashiest elves, right? This is now the new Dark Elves, as someone said just before we started recording. All Dark Elf players will probably now switch to High Elves. All old Dark Elf players, people who like Assassins, can play the new one, but those people have mental problems and should probably seek help. These are now the bashiest elves. Will they have strength access? Almost certainly not. People, there's no way these have strength access for 110k. They're so cheap. Compare them to a Dark Elf Blitzer. They're identical, except one has block and one has wrestle, which means that the White Lions have bought Claw for a 5k. Okay, I'm sorry for the pauses. It's going to keep happening throughout this video. Have to do it today. Obviously, everyone's talking about High Elves today, just when I'm sick. So as I was saying, Claw for 5k. Like, that's a crazy, crazy cheap blitzer. Yeah, okay, block is better than wrestle, right? Situationally, but in general, block is better than wrestle, especially with Claw, as you want to knock things down. To use Claw, right? Wrestle doesn't do anything. But for 5k Claw, you're not going to care that wrestle's slightly worse than block. NAF style, they're going to be worse. Early progression, they're going to be worse. And you're probably never going to take block, right? But later progression, all of the people you're hitting have block. So your block is therefore mostly meaningless other than defensively. And the blitzer should be in and out. So shouldn't be blitzed back. And wrestle works defensively, unless they've got Juggernaut. It's basically the same, right? If anything, it's better. You're not standing. You've taken them down. Not a lot of fouling on bash teams these days. No cheap DP sneaky gits knocking around. Gone now. So this is going to make them bashier than Dark Elves ever were. Like 4 blitzers, but without Claw, I would prefer 2 of these. Like, getting a stun, getting a removal on a bash team as an elf team is everything. Taking away players from a back line for your inevitable one-turn attempt. Like, it's crazy good. Like, this is the first... Like, I'd say the first, but it's not really true, is it? Dirty player sneaky git was the thing, but you couldn't have that in NAF style or low TV progression. But like before you'd pray, like a Kaz is 1 in 36 on an armor 9 piece, armor 10 plus. Whereas now with Claw, that's massively like dropped down. I can picture people taking AV on these as well, yeah. Yes, they both have Blitzer. We'll see that in a second when we get to the Dragon Prince. They both have Blitzer as the keyword underneath in brackets. Werewolves have claws, yeah. They do, and someone just said, just take dodge and you're done. That is going to be the problem. We'll talk about the problems with High Elves at the end, but for now I'm just like glorying in how good a team has shown up that basically is an agility team. We'll talk about why they're not an entire agility team right now on this one, which is the Dragon Princes. And all I've really got to say about this one is I really want to do it. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Movement 8. Thank God for that. It was the one thing we really wanted. Like, if these had been movement 7, this still wouldn't have rescued agility. Like, movement 8 absolutely necessary. This was the make or break, as you say, of High Elves, right? They still would have been an okay team at Movement 7, but they would not have been a good team. They would not have been a go-to team. We needed a team in the top 5 that is agility based. And between Movement 8 giving you a 1-turn, Claw giving you some removal abilities, we have someone who can fight orcs. We have someone who can even fight like Nurgle. We have something that can happen. And yeah, okay, Nurgle shut down 1-turns pretty hard. But it is possible because you can do the 1-turn and then your passer can pass to the end zone. Like, you don't have to give him the ball in the stink, right? You can just do the 1-turn and then just lob an elf pass all the way down the pitch. It's totally doable to do a 1-turn. You will need to take Juggernaut. So, unfortunately, you will probably be praying to have either removed one of the stand firms or that the claw guys have strength access. Or you could have just removed bloaters, right? That's absolutely possible with claw. Anyway, we'll forget all of that. Just Movement 8 in general gives you a 1-turn, which means you can win games NAF style. And in progression, it means it's so much quicker to get a good 1-turn. I mean, you start with a decent 1-turn. Movement 8 is where decent 1-turns start. Like, good players can do Movement 6 1-turns, Movement 7 1-turns, Sidestep 1-turns. But Movement 8 is where middle-level players can do 1-turns, and then you only need in progression a movement up or a sidestep to make it so that like middle-level players can do 1-turns with them. Like it will actually be a team that you can do 1-turns with that don't suck, that don't explode when you like a strong wind hits the pitch. And again, they won 10k. This is a reasonably cheap team for what they get, what hits the pitch. This is a reasonably cheap team. They didn't have anything weird. We were wondering if they would have something weird, but they'd just have block, steady foot in, and my ball. And yet I do hate steady foot in, but for them it's good. I hate it as a skill concept, but on a player it's great. My ball doesn't matter for the most part. It is the thing that stops this being a full agility team. When you get the ball onto them, it stays on them. So there's no really ball movement, which is part of agility play, which is a bit of a problem. It's a shame that they can't write in things. Like, it would have been nice if the Dragon Prince could give the ball to the other Dragon Prince. Like, they just wrote in a special version of my ball. But they seem to have moved away from, like, unique skills. Everyone's been calling it a ward save since it came out, Bucky. I'm pretty certain I called it in the very first video we saw it in. And mentioned that they belong in like 40k, not Blood Bowl. Sorry, I was just distracted there. So yeah, I mean, this is the saving grace, right? This will be the reason why people play High Elves now. We have an agility team that will probably make its way into the top 5. It'll certainly be very popular when it comes out for people trying to play agility Blood Bowl. It'll get the boost that agility teams get against tabletop level play. We could even see it like go up there and join Old World Alliance in the high 50s, which would be amazing to see a different team up there and an agility team at that. It's not all good though, is it? Like, it's not all great. We did talk about just now the my ball problem. It's not really agility play if you can't move the ball around. The skills that they're going to want to take, as Leet said, is dodge, and we still have the problem with loads of teams starting with tackle because Old World Alliance are really popular and Undead are popular. Price-wise, to make a team, if you ignore the thrower, the Phoenix Warrior, 440 for the 4 positionals. 455 for 7 linos gives you 11. It's only 895. That's pretty good for the team of 11. Leaves you plenty of money. No matter, we don't know how much the rerolls are, but you've got to expect 60k. So you can swap out a thrower. You can have 11 and an Apo, 2 rerolls, and a leader reroll for a standard NAF team. 60k. There's no way they're going to be 50k. Because they're good. I mean, if they're 50k, even better, right? But this team is the best elf team. I think that means they're going to get 60k. If they have 50k, this team at NAF style is going to be crazy good, isn't it? If they have standard 1150, which I know isn't that popular lately with the stupid poverty bowl. If you have the 4 positionals, 1 thrower, and 6 linos for the 11, that leaves you 230 from 1150. If it's 150, that is 3 rerolls and an Apo, leaving you to put a skill that isn't leader on the thrower, or to put leader on the thrower and have 4 reroll elves. With 11 and an Apo. And 11 and an Apo when you're armor 8. 9 plus, I'm still old. It's pretty good. 4 reroll elves. And even in like Poverty Bowl, you're going to end up with 2 rerolls and leader and 11 and an Apo. Like, they're going to be good, man. Like, it's... I'm trying not to like be too happy about it because I'm very worried like that something stupid's going to be the case. Like they're going to come out and they're going to have like 70k rerolls, or they're going to come with like a weird special rule that ruins them. Now we're all happy. But obviously, I think it goes without saying that unless that happens, this is now my agility team. Call me a high elf main for like the next 5 years. Like they've just obviously replaced dark elves, right? Only 2 blitzers. You can only have dragon princes or white lions. Nah, it's not going to be a thing. But yeah, it would be pretty bad. I mean, did you notice the movement 8, Jim? I was subtle about mentioning it. I'm I'm sad that I don't like the miniatures. Like the jorts and like, and this dragon prince, by the way, look, has got metal boots. They're all over the shop as miniatures. Yeah, imagine if they have a good special rule on top of all of this. And we think Old World Alliance are a problem. Imagine High Elves being the best team in Blood Bowl for 5 years. That'd be pretty cool. Yes, JC. If they're 50k rerolls, you get 11 with all the positionals. Well, 1 thrower. 3 rerolls, an Apo, and a mascot. Like that's a crazy world to live in. I just realized I didn't change the coach hopper in the corner. He's looking very unhappy. He's staring right into my soul. Is he just annoyed that I'm going to be playing High Elves for 5 years? You like elf phobic down there, Hopper. He wanted movement 9 and dodge, yeah. Hopper is a vamp main, yeah. He is still very sad that vamps have gone. There's no way they get strength. Like, this is just going to be general and agility across the board. They're just going to be elves. Strength would just kill. Like, strength would be insane, right? If you thought Underworld were a problem, this team with strength access on the claw guy, get out of town. Strength on secondary, yeah. Oh my god, you're right, Ord. That's what he's upset about. There's going to be a high elf hopper in my future, and he hates the hat. They're so stupid. You never get to see his legs, GC. He's probably wearing shorts right now. Anyway, there wasn't a lot to say, was it? This was the main slide. This was what we cared about. We'll get the full stats in like 2 weeks. We'll see the price. We'll see if they've got any special rules. We'll see the access. I don't think much will change. If it does, we'll make another video and talk about like how that affects the team. But for now, thank God, we've got another good team and it's agility based. And I know people argued about the win rates, but like honestly, the win rates in NAF style are not representative of how good a team are. They're representative of how good a team are at beating bad players. That's not the same thing. It's not a bad stat to know because most people are bad players. That's like obvious in a mass game, but like competitive players care about how teams play against other competitive players, which is a very different statistic. Noob stomping teams don't always play as well against other good players. And this looks like a team that will play well against other good players. They're not going to be as fragile. They're not going to take as many like critical elf level poundings off the pitch. They have their own ability to get removals. They have a one turn. They basically have everything you want from an agility team. So, and these people in the background were all watching me over here on Twitch. You can find me here. If you're just watching on YouTube, don't forget to press all the buttons, have a nose at the other videos in the listicle, press like, etc., say hello, wave. I do try and reply to most comments or like them if they're just, normal. I'm not doing like, subscribe and stay black. Don't worry, Jim. That is still yours. And we will see you all in the next video.